Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to create a presentation technique on our cuboid, similar to the one I have done here on my cube. Okay, so we're going to use what we call complementary colours. So these are colours that are opposite on the colour wheel. So you have primary colours, which is red, yellow and blue. And then your secondary colours, so red and yellow make orange, yellow and blue make green, and then blue and red make purple. Okay, and we always use colours that are opposite each other on the colour wheel. This is so that it makes our work stand out. Okay, and within our presentation I'm going to show you how to shade to a light source. So you identify your light, medium and dark side. You include thick and thin lines, so your thin lines are always your internal lines, and then your thick lines are your external. And then we're going to add a backing plate in our complementary colour to make it stand out. So I am going to use blue and orange together. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify where my light source is. So I've decided on this cuboid I'm going to do my light source coming from up this corner. Okay, so your light side is the top facing one here, because it's the one that will directly get hit by the light. My medium side is the side next to it, so it's the adjacent side, so medium. And then my dark side is my side that is furthest away, so dark. Okay, so we're going to work this up in layers of what I call the 1, 2, 3 rule. Okay, it's always best to remember that you can make something darker, you can't make something lighter. So we always shade our lightest side first and build up from there. So effectively, my light side is going to have 1 layer, my medium side is going to have 2 layers, and then my darkest side is going to have 3 layers. I'm going to make sure I've got a nice sharp pencil so that I can get a nice even shade across the shape. Okay, so I'm going to shade with all my pencil lines in the same direction, going from corner to corner. The reason why we do that is it makes it look a lot neater, and it gives you that more even tone. If you start changing that direction and cross hatching across it makes your shading look uneven, and you won't have that desired effect of light, medium and dark. So I'm going to start in this corner. Okay, look how I'm holding my pencil. My hand is not right down here. It's about 1/4 of the way up, so that I'm not putting loads of pressure on. And I'm going to lightly shade from that corner all the way across to the opposite. So I'm just going to do the main body of it first, and then I'm going to go around and neaten the edges. I just missed a little bit there where I leave the pressure too much. There we go. So I'm just going to go around these edges. Try my hardest not to go outside and still keep my pencil lines in the same direction. Okay, so that's 1 layer done on the top. Okay, I'm going to do a light edge on the medium and light on the dark as well. Okay, sticking to that 1, 2, 3 rule. So corner to corner, so my pencil lines are staying in the same direction. Okay, and then again on my dark. Just 1 nice thin layer. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my medium side, and I'm going to put another layer on it. Again, thinking about my 1, 2, 3 rule, 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers. So this is now my second. Still going over it with my pencil lines in the same direction. I'm going to put a little bit more pressure on this time. So I have quite a soft pencil, so the colour doesn't show up very well straight away. And so you can see the difference straight away. And then I'm going to go on this side, do my second layer. Okay, so now 1, 2, 2. So we need to do another layer on this one to create our 1, 2, 3 rule. So I'm going to go over it again. This time again, I'm going to put a little bit more pressure on. So that now I have that distinct difference between light, medium and dark. Just go over it to make sure that it's nice and block, that I can't see. Any white. So there we go. So that is my tonal shading. Light, medium, dark, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then now I'm going to finish it off to make it look really, really nice. So I've got 2 fine liners, one with a really fine tip and one that's slightly thicker. You don't have to use two different fine liners, you can just use one, as long as you make sure that your internal line is a single line of thickness and that your external lines are twice the thickness to make it stand out. Okay, so I'm going to go over my internal lines with my thin fine liner. Make sure you use a ruler. If you don't use a ruler, you won't get that nice crisp edge. Okay, and then I'm going to go around my external ones. Vertical lines there, so these are slightly thicker now. And then I'm going to join my corners up. So just a reminder that if you have used the same type of fine liner for the internal and external, you'll just need to go around it again to make it double the thickness. Okay, so then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this backing plate shape for my cuboid to make it stand out. So you can do any shape you want. It can be a square, a rectangle, a splat, a circle, whatever you like. I tend to like freehand shapes. It just makes it look a bit more fun. So the idea is that you've got to make sure that you start on one side of the shape and finish on the opposite side. You never start on one side and then finish on the exact same side, because then it doesn't have the same effect of making it stand out. So I'm going to do mine here. So I'm start up the light side and I'm going to come round to the dark. So I'm just freehanding a random bubble. Okay, and then I'm going to do the exact same method, shading it all in the same direction of my blue, which is my opposite colour on the colour wheel, to make it nice and bold. Try my hardest to make sure that I don't go into my shape, so make sure you're concentrating. If it makes it easier, you can just go around the edge of your shape. Just make sure that you don't press down too much, because otherwise that distinct line will show up when you're shading in. and then you've got more of an edge rendering as opposed to block. There we go, that might make it a little bit easier. You can have this as dark as you want. It doesn't matter what shade of blue you use, as long as you are sticking to that colour wheel. So a navy blue would still have the same effect. Just going to go around this shape so I know where I'm going. You see, when I'm shading, my hand is still not, even though I'm moving around the shape, it's still going back and forth in the same direction. Around that edge. Close up to that edge I could possibly get. Okay, so that's my nice little splat backing plate. I'm going to go around this with my fine liner. Okay, and then the last thing I add is just like these kind of little marks. It just makes it look like it's kind of splatting. It actually is a splat and it's got movement to it. So it just two little curves that follows my shape, and I'm just going to highlight where my light source was, and then that's it. So that is now the presentation technique for my cuboid. So when you get round to actually creating some design ideas, it's a nice way for a final presentation piece for your final product.